All right, beep, 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 Mason robots and Mallow cups. That's right, I talk some shit. I'm Frosty up here at the North Pole. I be coming, right? You're gonna use Frosty over there and get her done. In case I hadn't said it before. But there are some notes down in here that start to cross some lines as far as, obviously from the overhead angling angle, you're gonna get into some issues about, well, it's really just hearsay to what physics is, some causality stuff, and hopefully you use the math I've been giving you as the problem, because I want calculations. If you ain't got the calculation, it's hard to argue. Now let's look at some of the bunnies that they smash on Fox and CNBC. One of the problems with the brick and jar conjecture gut field, bringing out the demon, the Dominion, is just the basic general relativity of trying to figure out what this floor entropy is. Now, if I brought out my mass book, or if I brought out Prosky's mill books that I started to do out, that's a very, very limited set of information from the causal nature of what 0-1 is here before that collapse happens. And so when you're out there splitting some shares like that, saying, hey, well, this is what it is and that's what it is, those algorithms, because they're not real, it's Pensrow, cipher code, NTF, marginal utilitarianism at that point, up, or up, down, up, and down. I have a great diamond necklace, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that it might not be malevolent or malicious inside of that standard, right? So you have to be careful with that subject matter. Yeah, it's a 45 S&P, but sometimes that's not that granddaddy's 35 methodology to minimum maximum effort before you get a gunner's head. Hey, I won't fuck you guys. Hey, I won't fuck you guys, right? So always vigilant on that, because it's not just that that problem's wrong. It's that problem needs to be readjusted. See, we want the indicators on it. And at some point in time, this will have a limit. You know, no matter what we do, even if you figure out the algorithm, that's what it is. It's not so much that you're looking for the 45s. You're looking for the tone, right? You're looking for, why on the camera is this happy again? This propaganda. Whatever the action may be is irrelevant. But when you go down somebody and you actually acid test them, ask questions on the video camera for harassment and things like that, you could say that's what that is. First things first, hey, you know, we're supposed to be the benevolent side of it. Obviously, vote is what it is. Hamiltonian for seats in the Senate. Somebody on the round-off for 0.6 still catching the 0 inside here was the thing. We made a decision based on a topological model when that was the 45, right? Because we do it inside of here. That would be the Hamiltonian. Some round-off pops up inside of there. Some round-off. Gunny Highway 45, AK-47. And so in here, you know, we want to be able to absolutely be able to say, hey, look, I've designed a thing inside here, whether it be psychology, human structuring, that says, hey, look, if I put that argument out there, you're going to have to give me a physics, some kind of physics Oppenheimer to the facial reactions, walking into Fort Jackson. You need to fix the expression on your face right now because you're being too visible inside of there. And of course, there's the negative on the 45 as well. Right? Because you would look at somebody who understands that mechanism and tries to avoid it by not putting in math. Because the answer is pretty freaking simple when you graph it. So again, you know, those would be the bullet points today. Get vigilant. Get hyper vigilant. Take some time. You could build Rome in 7 days, but there's going to be some limits. It wouldn't actually be real unless you have some team. Right? Back here, you know, that mind for data bit and out back turns into program algorithms that start to do it here, but we just use the coefficient. We're not using that coefficient to automate a program. I still have to check that list, otherwise, hey, I got to go through all the rosters. If I physically can't do the walkthroughs of that, then the entropy of that state starts to rip away from me, and you get a lot of infinities in the question. Well, what's going on with your process? Well, boss, you know, the S&P numbers for the NASDAQ and Powell's numbers rolling around,